The Gospel of Matthew doesn't begin with a shining star or a choir of angels. It starts with a list of genealogy. This might seem a bit dry at first glance, but it's actually quite significant. Matthew, you see, wants to introduce Jesus as the rightful king of the Jews. What better way to do that than by tracing his lineage back through history? This genealogy isn't just about establishing Jesus' royal pedigree, it's about connecting him to the grand narrative of the Old Testament. Matthew wants his readers to understand that Jesus isn't some random figure who appeared out of nowhere. He is the fulfillment of centuries of promises and prophecies. Matthew begins his gospel with a bold claim. Jesus is the son of David, the son of Abraham. These aren't just titles, they are declarations of identity, linking Jesus to the greatest figures in Jewish history. Through David, the shepherd king, Jesus inherits a legacy of leadership and victory. Through Abraham, the father of faith, he inherits a legacy of covenant and blessing. And so, before we even hear about Jesus' birth or ministry, Matthew establishes a crucial truth. This is no ordinary story. This is the story of a king, and his credentials are impeccable. Matthew meticulously traces Jesus' ancestry back 42 generations, starting with Abraham. This genealogy isn't just a random assortment of names, it's a carefully curated list that highlights key themes and characters in Israel's history. We see kings and patriarchs, but we also see unexpected figures like Rahab, a Canaanite prostitute, and Ruth, a Moabite widow. The inclusion of these women is significant. It challenges the common assumptions about lineage and worthiness in that time. God's grace, Matthew seems to be saying, extends beyond conventional boundaries. He works through all people regardless of their background or past. Moreover, the genealogy is structured around key moments in Israel's story. 14 generations span from Abraham to David, 14 from David to the exile in Babylon, and 14 from the exile to Jesus. This deliberate structure underscores the idea that Jesus' arrival is the culmination of God's plan for his people. Just as God remained faithful through periods of exile and restoration, so he has now brought about his ultimate act of redemption. Matthew 1 doesn't just focus on Jesus' lineage, it also sheds light on the crucial roles played by Joseph and Mary. Joseph, though not Jesus' biological father, is depicted as a righteous man, a man of integrity and compassion. He is deeply troubled when he discovers Mary's pregnancy, but he is also committed to acting with justice and mercy. When an angel appears to Joseph in a dream, explaining the divine origin of Mary's pregnancy, Joseph responds with remarkable obedience. He sets aside his own doubts and fears and takes Mary as his wife, embracing the responsibility of caring for the Son of God. Mary, a young woman from Nazareth, is chosen by God for a unique and daunting task to bear the Son of God. Her response, though marked by initial bewilderment, is one of profound faith and surrender. "I am the Lord's servant," she declares. "May your word to me be fulfilled." In their obedience, both Joseph and Mary model for us what it means to say yes to God, even when his plans are beyond our understanding. Matthew is keen to show how Jesus' birth fulfills Old Testament prophecies. He explicitly mentions the prophecy of Isaiah: "The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel," which means God with us. This prophecy, pointing to the arrival of a unique child, finds its ultimate fulfillment in the birth of Jesus. Jesus' birth in Bethlehem, the city of David, isn't a coincidence either. It's a direct fulfillment of Micah 5:2, which prophesied that the ruler of Israel would come from Bethlehem. By highlighting these prophecies, Matthew wants to show that Jesus' birth wasn't just a historical event, it was the fulfillment of God's ancient promises. Matthew 1 then is far more than just a genealogy and a birth narrative. It's a powerful affirmation of Jesus' identity as the promised Messiah, the King of the Jews, and the Son of God. It's a reminder that Jesus' story is deeply rooted in history, prophecy, and the faithfulness of God. And it's an invitation to us to delve into the rich tapestry of Scripture and discover for ourselves the wonder of the Incarnation.